Hi, my name is Jackie Murray with Ask a Tech Teacher. I'm your guide through these 32 lessons in the Structured Learning Technology curriculum for fifth grade. We're on lesson 30. Ooh, 30. We're on lesson 14. Let's go back to the beginning here. This is using desktop publishing to create a calendar. This is one of 3 projects they will do for the holidays using desktop publishing. So they haven't done a calendar before, but it's pretty easy. It's not a big deal. So they'll really enjoy this. It's collaborative and they get to work with each other or make their own calendar depending upon how you address it. It can be very colorful or very simple, but very useful also. So, okay, you're going to start by, first of all, if students are going to take the problem solving assessment, that is included at the end of this lesson, then they should start as soon as they come in class. You're only going to give them 10 minutes because the problem solving should be obvious to them. They should, by fifth grade, they should know how to solve problems. You're you're not going to you're not going to require that they answer all of these. You might tell them 10, which is the suggested amount. You might do more. It depends upon your group. It depends upon your student group. So here are some of the samples of the problems that they'll solve. And you might just leave all of these and then tell them to answer it over here. It should be real quick. What is the protocol for saving a file? Go to save in my digital portfolio. How often do I back up? Every 10 minutes or once a week, depending upon how they answer that. So they should be able to get through these very quickly. You're not going to give them long because you want them to come up with answers quickly for the 10 they know. So that's the way it is. So this is a good replacement for the class warm up. And a little bit extra, you probably won't do the evidence board if you're going to do this because you want to give them time to do that. They can do it online in the student workbooks if you have it, or give them a digital copy of this and have them annotate answers to it. And then you grade them very quickly because you don't want to take a lot of time. And that's it. You really just want to gauge how much they're learning as far as problem solving goes, because next year they're going to middle school. They're not going to have the devoted time that you spend teaching them technology skills. It'll be addressed completely differently. So you want them going to middle school with the best chance of success, which includes being able to solve their own problems. Okay, the Google Earth Board presentations start today. They are going to present one Google Earth location from that list you talked about last week that you prepared or was included, and a fascinating fact about that location. Now, students want to listen carefully because they're going to have to use one of these locations for the upcoming Google Earth tour, or I think it's more actually. I forget how many it is, maybe 10 or 5, but anyway, it's a number of them. So they're going to come right from this board. So students want to listen carefully, and then when they find one they like, write it down and the fascinating fact about it till they get to whatever that number is for the Google Earth tour coming up. Okay, when that is done, then these won't take more than 3 minutes each. Then move on to making the holiday calendar. You can use lots of different tools. You can use a calendar program in a desktop publishing, but if you don't have those, use a template from MS Word or PowerPoint. Yes, we're talking about desktop publishing, but you can achieve the same result and be creative by doing that sort of desktop publishing within a maybe easier to locate program like MS Word or PowerPoint. So you always want to give them that sort of an option because they won't always have a desktop publishing program they can use. So there we go. There's your options. You can use those or use a desktop publishing like this and a couple pictures, a calendar, and then they're going to fill in dates that are events that are happening around the class. Now, they can take turns shouting out to the class, okay, this is coming up, fill this in. I have this event, fill this in. My birthday is in the middle of December, fill this in. they can do that. That's perfectly fine as long as they're respectful of everyone else, because they're just going to type it in the square. They're not going to type more than one thing in each square. They're going to add a couple pictures and they're done. Then save and print, publish, share, whatever way you do it in your class. Now, depending upon the calendar program you use, it can be put online, but this is a great opportunity for you to discuss placing calendars online. Discuss some of these topics with them and see what they think about that. Here's the rubric for completing their calendar. So that's part of what they'll do with a neighbor. They're going to fill in this rubric, and I think it's in their workbook if you're using workbooks. Yep. So they'll just fill this in, take a screenshot, and share it with you. So it's all done. Or you share a digital copy of this to them where they can bring it up in whatever tool they have that allows them to annotate and then fill it out. Okay. Now, if you're doing a joint calendar, like if you're going to do the calendar in Google Calendar, which can be shared by everyone, I think I've got that in the, oh, that's the student workbook, or some other joint calendar that they use, then you can take a copy of it, and this is Google Calendar, and embed it in your wiki or your wherever it is that your website, so students have access to this calendar now for the month of December. They can see everything that their friends are doing or what's going on in the school for that month. They might like it so much that they want to carry it on to each month of the year. Let that be student directed. And depending upon the calendar you use, it's going to be easy to page forward to other months and have them add their birthdays, if that's possible. I think that's it. All right, guys. If you have questions, seek me out on our discussion board. I'm happy to help you. Otherwise, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you later. Bye.